Welcome to this third video about the Quantify module in Skore, where we will explore FTE simulation and understanding how to size your team, how to find the right amount of volume your process can handle and how many FTEs you can dedicate. The question we will try to answer in this video is simple. I want to grow my consulting team, but I do not want my accounting department to dedicate more than 10% of an FTE on processing expenses. So let's have a look at the Quantify module, how it helps me answering this question. I'm in the Quantify module and I will go straight to the FTE chart. And here, this is a visualization of my FTE needs and requirements that I will explain. So to start the explanation, in the FTE simulation, I've set that I have 10 FTE consultants, 10 accounting and 10 managers. So this is the baseline so that we understand the chart, and then I will go and modify this data to answer questions of what happens if I have only 10% of an FTE for dedicated by the accounting department. So 10, 10, 10 to get started. The circle blue dot shows me how many FTE I have available. So again, they're all at the same level because I said 10 consultants, 10 accounting, and 10 manager. So they're all at the top. The orange little square at the bottom here, in this case, shows me how many FTE are required to process the kind of work that I wanted. So if you remember the first video, it was about 10 expenses reports per week. And then the blue chart shows me the headroom, basically the difference between what I need and what I have. So here in this case it's quite huge, and I have a lot of surplus because it's going up. I can see that it's surplus. If the blue bar was going down, it would be deficit, and the thinner the blue bar is, the more stretched you are, the more at the tipping point of needing more resources you are. So let's play with that now. And we said we don't want to dedicate more than 10% of an FTE of the accounting department doing this kind of work. So I'm here typing 0.1 instead of 10. And we can see that the bar disappeared. So let's have a look a little bit closer. I put my mouse on it. It's so thin that I need to put my mouse on it. So FTE capacity is, FTE available 0.1, so 10% of an FTE. FTE required to do the work is 0.07, didn't change from before. So I have a capacity of 3%. So I have 0.03 FTE headroom to absorb more expenses reports by the accounting department. So this is good news. I can absorb more than 10 expenses reports per week. So actually, well, let's have a look at how many can I absorb, how many more can I absorb. So let's go to the iterations tab. And here the iterations tab, again, these are the numbers from our last simulation in the first video. We said that iterations desired is 43.48 expenses report per month. So let's have a look actually in terms of weeks. Maybe it will make easier to compare the numbers here. So now I want 10 expenses reports per week and I want to see the results per week. So again, iterations desired 10 per week and iterations possible 14.12 per week. So we see here, and then if I keep scrolling down, I see the details of my roles, and I see here that I can absorb 4 more reports per week, so in other terms, I can have 4 more consultants filling up expenses report per week until I need to dedicate more resources from my accounting department. So this is the scenario on 10 or 14 consultants, but let's say I want to increase my team to 50 consultants. How many FTE in the accounting department will I need to absorb this amount of work? So let's go to the volume simulation. And now we don't have 10 reports per week, but we have 50 reports per week every week coming up. And then let's go to the FTE chart again. The visualization is always good. So now we see that the accounting department is actually pointing downwards. So I have a deficit of FTE requirements, and I have actually a deficit of 0.25. So I need 25% of an FTE, a quarter of an FTE dedicated to expenses report if I want to have 50 consultants doing their weekly expenses reports. Here, the system will also tell me a little bit more. So it will tell me how many more FTE I need, so 1.92 compared to what I have today. And it will also tell me what is the investment that I need for answering this need. So a quarter of an FTE at the hourly rate that I typed in the first video represents 1,000, a bit more than 1,000 euros per week. Again, maybe it's better to switch per month for this actual number. And we see that, yeah, it would cost me 4,400 euros per month to absorb, to grow my team to 50 consultants. That would be the impact on the cost on the accounting departments. Would they need to dedicate the same level of quality of work on the expenses reports? And again, if I keep scrolling down, I can see all the numbers summarized in a very nice tabular way, so that I can have details of every role and FTE required, available, etc. All the data can always be seen in a tabular way. So this is what I wanted to show you in this last video. This is a way, so this is a very powerful tool that I hope I made it fairly easy to understand. There are two tabs to play with. The FTE tab to have a very visual representation of the FTE surplus or deficit that you may see for your scenario. And there's the iterations tab that helps me finding the sweet spot in how many iterations I want to absorb and how many iterations I can with the level of FTE that I have documented. It will also tell me if I can save money or I need more money. Here it says about a saving possible because I put that I have 10. If I look back into the FTE simulation, I said that I have 10 consultants, which is true. I have 10 headcounts, but in terms of FTE, they will not dedicate all their time to consulting. They should actually say 1% of their time should be on there. So if I have 10 consultants doing 1% of their time, it's 10% total. So I can play with the numbers and see if I still have headrooms or not. And I see that in my very simple simulation, actually I'm still on 50, so that doesn't work. 10 iterations, 1% of their time, consultant, yeah, so stretched. Yeah, they would need, it doesn't work. We need to re-engineer the process. We need to re-engineer the process so that it takes them less time if we want them to dedicate only 1% of their time to their expenses report. So here we found another argument to re-engineer the process to make it faster. And this is what we've done in the second video. The deep dive number 2 was about exploring other scenarios and comparing them together.